Okay guys, you recently have purchased one of our Minimalist 2.0 programs, whether that's the kettlebell, the sandbag, the body weight, the dumbbell, or maybe you bought the Minimalist 2.0 package, which includes all four. We want to address the types of sessions you're going to be doing and kind of like the expectation of us as coaches for you to actually execute these individual sessions. Three types: strength endurance, work capacity, and aerobic capacity. All very different in design and also different in intensity. First one's strength endurance. Now, we can't really train maximal strength with a single kettlebell that's 35 pounds or a pair of dumbbells that's 25 pounds. So what we're improving is our strength endurance, our ability to continue to work without fatiguing that specific muscle group, okay? Now, it's challenging for us as coaches to program the correct volume specific to your fitness and specific to the weight of the bell you have. If you followed our guidelines, it's probably gonna be pretty close. But something you as an athlete need to do under the current considerations of limited equipment is that you need to make changes to how you do the movement to make sure it's challenging enough to force and create an adaptation. One of the best ways to do this is simply do the movement of the exercise at a certain tempo, right? And so that means that as you're going up, you go up in a slow, controlled manner versus pushing up and coming down. And then from the top position, you could pause and then come down in a slow, controlled, eccentric portion. So what we can do is kind of manipulate our tempo to make the exercise harder. We're gonna program either a certain number of reps, 8s, 10s, 12s, whatever it may be, or we're gonna say 85% of maximum reps. What that's gonna do is basically indicate that you need to work all the way or almost all the way to failure. Stop about 2 or 3 reps shy of hitting that wall. And what you're gonna notice is that over the course of 4, 5, or 6 rounds, each round is going to get a little shorter. You're going to have fewer and fewer reps, and that's by design. We're accounting for that fatigue. We're also letting you work at a volume that's appropriate for your bell and your individual fitness, okay? Expect these to be challenging if done correctly. Second type of session, work capacity, high intensity anaerobic training. Meant to be done at a very hard pace, not maximal, but hard. We want you working roughly an 8 to 9 out of 10, all right? You're going to see that session sometimes mixed in with strength endurance. All right, so you may have exclusively a strength endurance session and exclusively a work capacity session, or you may have a combination of the two where the front half of the session is one and the second half is of the other. Typically, we're also going to sprinkle in supplemental training with that work capacity, whether it's core work or resilience, soft tissue mobility, whatever it may be. Now, the third type of session, aerobic capacity, is probably going to be unfamiliar to many of you guys. The idea is low intensity at a longer duration, right? This trains the aerobic energy system. The bulk of our training should be aerobic in nature in regards to our conditioning. So we want you to do this one at a perceived effort, probably at about 4 or 5 out of 10. It should be very easy, very comfortable, maybe break a light sweat, but you shouldn't be breathing heavy. You should be able to breathe through your nose the entire time, very comfortable pace. You should be able to conversate with a training partner if you have one with you actually working out. There are exercises included in there just to kind of break up the monotony. In theory, you could just go run 45 minutes at a slow pace and get the same job done, but that's pretty mundane and pretty boring. So what we want to do is create a little bit of variety in there, so that way that 30, 40, 50, or 60-minute blocks can go by a little bit faster. So 3 types of training sessions you guys are going to see: strength endurance, make sure you modify the exercise to make it more challenging; work capacity, move at a very fast and hard pace, but not maximal; and then aerobic capacity, easy, low intensity work meant to develop the aerobic energy system and aid recovery. If you guys have any questions, shoot us an email, coach@atomic-athlete.com. Hope you guys enjoy the programs.